posted those stories on IG of me hooping and Pistons because I miss it, straight up. Because each week, each day, I'm getting closer, and I'm still free. So I have tremendous hope that I will be in this league and playing really soon. So that's why I put soon. The Pistons, I personally can't talk to the Pistons. My agents can in terms of team-wise, but there's no official number, no official offer yet because of the NBA hasn't cleared us yet.
All right, so Malik Beasley, he hinted at he could be, he said only team he wants to come back and play for is the Detroit Pistons. And right now, Karis LeVert kind of getting off to that slow start. If you get Beasley, that's it. With that kind of cut into Javonte Green time, how would him and Karis LeVert play together? Who knows? But I think the NBA is punishing him similar to NFL punishing Shedeur Sanders, and I said it before and I'll say it again. I think this is just a punishment for being associated for this, for putting yourself in this position. I could be completely wrong. I just feel like his divorce got something to do with this, or his ex. So if he didn't actually do anything. So you go through this federal indictment, and maybe they trying to get his name out of somebody to say his name, and it won't happen. Maybe he's not associated with it. Maybe he is. But you had Terry Rozier for about over, it feel like a year that was, in that situation. But, of course, who really going to touch Malik Beasley at this point of the season? Maybe us, Cleveland, maybe us. So, you want to get that situation. But if he was doing something illegal, I believe the people in that locker room would know first. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like, whether it's the players, whether it's coaches, whether it's the front office. I feel like they would know what was up first, but who knows? But if he can get cleared and come back to the team, they got a spot for him. I know people saying, well, when Ivy come back, I wouldn't I think, and I love Jaden Ivey, but I think that ship has sailed. I think that ship has sailed. I just think, him and Kate is like oil and water. It's just not going to mix. It's not that they can't play together. It just don't seem meant to be. So I think that's a wrap. I think really you insert Beasley and maybe move Duncan to the bench and, see what Beasley got in the starting lineup, or you can just continue to bring him off the bench. But LeVert, until LeVert really, maybe if you somehow Beasley get clear soon, get Beasley into shape, get LeVert some time off that knee where he can get into a rhythm. But right now, they just need another primary scorer. And Beasley is more of a shooter than a scorer. LeVert is more of a scorer than a shooter. But if they can get them going at the same time, maybe they can stave off a trade. So maybe they can stave off a trade and they can just go within. But definitely, a good rhythm guy for the Lions. Pistons. I know people were saying that. Oh, it's playoffs to get rid of. Everybody have playoff hiccups. LeBron had playoff hiccups. Jordan had playoff hiccups. And nobody's going to be perfect the first time around. So a lot of the times these guys are going to grow together and stuff. But yeah, right now it's so early. I know Tim Hardaway had to knock the rust off last year. Tobias had to knock the rust off last year. So veterans sometimes it take a minute to get cranked up. So give Karis some time in January. We'll see what's going on. But if you add Beasley, Karis to that bench, my only real concern is where the minutes for Ron Holland's gonna go. I think Ron deserves more minutes, in my opinion. And the Pistons have always had problems with developing players. And one of the problems I feel like is just opportunity. Sometimes you gotta let these young guys play. And one of the things I didn't like about when Monty Williams was here, and part of JB Bickerstaff was here, they didn't let some of these young guys just play and explore. That was my issue. A lot of these guys didn't get an opportunity to play and explore, whether it was, Marcus Sasser, whether it was Spencer Dinwiddie going a little bit back. Some of these guys just was sitting on the bench and you losing games, why don't you let some of these dudes play? And I think they need to let Ron break out and really, be Ron. 20 minutes and then let Ron go out there and get 25, 30 minutes a game. And I get it. Duncan Robinson can shoot the lights out. You want to have that shooter on the floor with him, but you know. But I don't know. I just think they should let the kid play more. But, you know, for Beasley, I know he's going to be like, Ryan, you took my number 5, Ryan. But for the most part, yeah. Hopefully he can get back, you know, get back hooping and get back right and get his life together and stay out of trouble. But for a lot of times, you know, in federal RICO, this can go on for a minute. And when you're innocent, they take their time dragging, take their time dragging their feet. When they accuse you, they move quick. The court of public opinion, they crucify you. They hear all these things and it can be all lies. You got to think about it, still a hit on your reputation, even if it's all lies. Your reputation still taking a hit. You know, even if it's all lies, your reputation still taking a hit. So, but hopefully he ain't tied up in none of this. But they're going to drag their feet on that investigation. That's just what it is. You know, 1 second. They're going to drag their feet. So, hopefully, you know, he figure it out. Hopefully he figure it out. But, you know, till the end, we'll see. But, you know, hopefully back with the team. It's a good fit. And then we'll get a little log jam if they bring Jaden Ivey back. I mean, you know, your rotation is your rotation. Paul Reed, Isaiah Stewart, Ron Hollins, you know, Sasser when he get healthy. I mean, hey, there might be some guys you might have to flip. But one thing I will say is Tobias Harris been shooting that. I'm going to keep saying this. And I love Tobias Harris, but you've been shooting that corner 3 your whole fucking career. The looks that you get, it should be no problem for Tobias Harris to shoot 41, 42% from 3. Let me say that. It shouldn't be no problem to shoot 41, 42% from 3 for Tobias Harris. That's how I feel. There shouldn't be no point. So he gotta shoot better. You get them same funky ass open looks from the corner 3. Shit, he should be shooting 50% to be keep it funky. He should be shooting 50%. You get the same looks, whether it was Joel, whether it was Dern and K. Hit the goddamn corner 3 all summer. That's all he got to do is hit that fucking corner 3. Love the guy, man. Good guy. 42%. 5 be nice. 41% should be the benchmark, Tobias. You sit in that fucking corner and you hit the goddamn open 3. Hit it. You know, that's all you gotta do in the summer. Run your defense, stand shape, and hit that corner 3. That's it. But yeah, you know, but other than that, man, check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Not this dude driving, sucking a lollipop. Yo, King, what are you doing? And it's a brother. Oh my God. That nigga sucking the shit out that wild lollipop. On the stick, old stick muncher. Hit the link tree. Check out the Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Peace.